Would you believe me if I told you the real shortcut to business success isn't grinding harder or chasing the next viral moment? Some of the most successful people we know, like J.K. Rowling, rejected by 12 publishers, or Oprah Winfrey, fired from her first TV job, all started with failed attempts. In today's video, I'll show you how to turn rejections into progress, enjoy the messy journey, and grow your business without burning out. One of the biggest mindset shifts that I adapted for my business is something called the lost goal. Most people are so afraid of rejections that they avoid it at all costs. They end up not making any sales offer, not pitching to their potential clients, and not posting any videos that they are unsure about. And that fear of hearing no keeps them from starting in the first place. But what if rejection isn't something to avoid? What if it was actually a goal? Instead of setting a goal of getting people to say yes to your offer, what if you changed that mindset and made a goal of getting people to say no? Instead of saying, I want one person to say yes to my offer, what if your goal was to get 10 people to say no? If your first offer gets a yes, I'm sorry, you've got to try harder. You've got to keep pitching until you get 10 people to say no. When you make rejections your actual goal, then you eliminate that feeling of fear and failure because that is exactly what you are trying to get. You might be wondering, what's the point of making a goal to fail? Well, failure is the mother of success. We can learn a lot more from our failures and mistakes, more than we can from those successes and wins. And when you make rejection your goal, you let go of that perfectionism mindset and you're focused solely on the progress and how you can improve. Now, failing for the sake of failing isn't going to help. You need failures that create feedback. So your lost goals should be tied to some kind of experiment. Step 1 is to choose a targeted lost goal. Tie them into a set of skills or experiment. For example, you can test out 2 different video topics, or you can pitch your offer to 2 different groups of clients. Step 2 is to reflect on the feedbacks, why it didn't work and what else can you try in the future. Maybe your video topic wasn't aligned, or maybe your sales pitch didn't work because it wasn't the right fit for the audience. Step 3 is to iterate quickly. Take the lessons you learned from those lost goals and make changes, adapt quickly, and make new versions of your product or services. One of my lost goals was to experiment with different video topics and thumbnails. Yes, as expected, some of them performed really badly, but those weren't wasted efforts. It provided a lot of insightful data. I realized that I need to further niche down with my video topics, better define my content pillars, and upgrade my thumbnails. Those small tweaks didn't explode my channel overnight, but I could see slow growth and improvement with each video that I upload. That's the power of setting lost goals. Instead of letting rejections shut you down, use it to keep you moving forward. And the second part to the unpopular shortcut to success is to just have fun and enjoy the process. I know this sounds really simple, but it's actually easier said than done. If every time you encounter a challenge, you get a no or rejection, you get low views on your video, and you take that as a personal attack or define yourself as a failure, how long do you think you can keep grinding through the business? To be honest, no amount of motivation or perseverance is going to get you through if you hate that process, because building a business is a long process. If you end up hating that journey, then you might as well just continue working in your day job. What's the point of creating an escape plan for your day job if it's just going to lead to another nightmare? Most side hustles don't die because people can't do the job. They die because people get discouraged and stop trying. That's why you have to find ways to laugh at those messy mistakes and enjoy the journey. If you trip over words while you're filming, just laugh it off. Maybe it could even be a blooper at the end that you incorporate in your video to improve engagement. If I limit myself to working only 25 hours, if you get low views on your video, instead of getting discouraged, look at it another way. It's a sign to stop making certain contents or certain topics that people are not interested in, so that you end up saving more time and energy to do things that actually work. And for every rejections that you got for your sales pitch, that's one more way you can make your offer even more irresistible. The truth is, when we get so fixated on the tangible results, the profit, the subscribers, the view counts, it takes away the joy of that process, and we forget the passion why we even started it in the first place. That curious and creative energy to explore, to experiment, and just to try things out just for the sake of seeing how things turn out. And if you treat the process like a game, laughing at the stumbles, collecting lessons, and playing with different ideas, you will not only make progress, you actually enjoy the ride. And enjoying the ride is what helps you stick with it long enough until you succeed. That leads to my next point, which is consistency beats intensity every single time. The truth is, side hustles don't fail because you skipped that work one weekend. They fail because you sprint for too long and you burnt yourself out and couldn't keep going. Think about it like gardening. When you're building a business, it's like planting a seedling. You wouldn't just dump 10 liters of water on a seedling once a month and expect it to survive. You give it small, steady sips of water over time and let it grow gradually. Building a business with short bursts of intensity, like staying up 2 a.m. for the whole week to work on your business, might feel productive, but then if you burn out and you can't get back to it, then you're back to zero. What matters is those small, consistent steps that you can take week after week without burning yourself out. One practical way to apply this is what I call the sprint and recovery rhythm. You can plan short pushes of focused effort, let's say 2 to 3 weeks. You plan and batch your content during those 2-3 weeks period, and then the fourth week, you use that as a recovery period. So you would just do some lighter works like engaging with the audience, looking at the analytics. This work rhythm is going to help you prevent long-term exhaustion, keep those creative juices flowing, but it gives you room to push harder when the season of life allows. So here's what I want you to do next. Set up your lost goals so you turn rejection into progress, keep a curious and playful mind throughout the process, and scheduling your rest week to recharge. But if you would like to get the most out of your sprint work session, this video here will show you exactly how to dial in your focus using the deep work strategy that more than doubled my work output. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you over there.